Hello and welcome to another trail tutorial. My name is Sam and today I'm going to be showing you how to make paper flowers from old book pages. For this activity we will need some old book pages, some PVA glue, a glue spreader or paintbrush and a pair of scissors. 4 pages out of an old book. Take one of the pages and if the edge is a bit rough, just trim off any of the rough bits. Then we're going to fold this bottom edge to this side edge on the left here. We're going to just fold that up and using your fingertip just run over the crease to make a nice fold, and take your scissors and just cut off this extra piece of paper here. Put this to one side in case you want to make some leaves later. Now taking this triangle piece of paper, we're going to fold this bottom point to this top one. And again, this bottom point up to this top one. Then you're left with a nice small triangle. Take your scissors again and we're going to cut a curve around this top part here. It almost looks like an ice cream cone. And then we're just going to take a small amount off, just the very small tip of the cone off, and then we can put that to one side. Do the same for all 4 pages. Open up each cone shape to reveal a flower shape. Take one of the flower shapes and have a look. You will find that you've got 8 petals. For this first one, we're going to cut out 1 petal. And then put both of these pieces to one side. For the next flower shape, we're going to cut out 2 petals. And put those to one side. The next we're going to cut out 3 petals. Put both of those to one side. And with your 4th flower, we're going to cut this in half. Now for this flower, we only need half of this, so we can discard this piece. Put your petals in order of size. Now taking your largest flower shape, we're going to put some glue on this whole petal here. Then we're going to place the first petal on the other side over the top, and then just give it a squeeze with your fingers for it to stick together. And then just pop it to one side for it to dry. Then moving to our next flower with the 2 petals missing, we're going to do the same again. We're going to put glue on this petal. And take this petal and rest it on top. Squeeze it together with your fingers and leave to one side to dry. Moving on again, we're going to put glue on this side. And once you get to the 3 petal piece, it's going to be a bit trickier to glue them together. Still put on lots of glue there. Then fold that petal in that doesn't have any glue on it. And then fold over the petal that does. And give it a squeeze at the bottom. And it should go into a cone shape. Again, with the 2 piece, it's going to be trickier. Now we're not going to put glue all over this petal, we're just going to put it on the outside edge. And then we're going to curl this petal here slightly around and roll it into the glue. It is a bit trickier. If you just pinch the top there with your fingers, the glue should then squish between the 2 pieces of paper and just hold nicely. Then onto our final 1 petal. Now this one is a lot trickier. Again, just a small amount of glue on the outside edge. Then using your paintbrush or a knitting needle or a barbecue skewer, use that to roll that petal into the glue. It really is quite fiddly, this one. Do persevere, because these flowers look absolutely fantastic when they're finished, even if you do end up covered in glue. There we go. Just hold that for a second, make sure it's all glued into place. Again, just use the end of your paintbrush if you need to. There we go. And then just leave that to one side to dry. Then we're going to start with our biggest flower piece. We're going to pop a little bit of glue around that inside hole. Then we're going to take our next size down piece of flower and we're going to pop that on top there. And just use your finger just to press it down into the glue. And then add a little glue to that centre. Pop on top the next size down. Again, use your finger just to push it into the glue. Add a bit of glue to that centre. Take the next size down piece of the flower, push that in place. Add a bit of glue to the centre again. add your next piece down. Now you might find that they start to push through to the underneath. That is absolutely fine. It gives you something to work with if you'd like to put a stem onto it. Add a bit of glue to the centre of that one. Push the next size down into place. Again, this is where the paintbrush comes in handy if you need to. Just use the end of that to push it into place. And then add the final bit of glue to the centre of that one and add that smallest piece to the centre. And there is your paper flower. Now we can use the edge of our paintbrush and our thumb or finger to gently curve the petal edges over. Be very gentle, because as I found, they can be easy to tear. And there you go, your finished flower. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial.